Good afternoon, students. This is Mr. Sharp, your technology, engineering, and design teacher for this course. This is the first video in a mini-series we will do covering each unit of this course by section, so that way you'll be more successful in understanding the content as we move forward with remote learning. To start off, Unit 1.1, Technological Evolution. If you guys look right here, you'll be able to see the words as they scroll through, so you can see the key terms and follow along with us. Starting off, technological evolution. Well, before we even get to that, one thing I'll have to ask you is, do you even know how to define technology? This is content that we covered back before I was on paternity leave, as many of you guys know, but many of us still grapple with this question. How do we define what technology is? Is it just a cell phone? Can it be something more crude and primitive, such as using a stick to poke holes into something? Or does it have to be overly complex, like building the rocket that launches into space? All these questions are very valid. However, as we go through this course, you also have to understand, from this course, you're not going to be an engineer. You're not going to be a certified technician. You're not going to certainly be a master designer. What you will be is more technologically literate in how you can see processes in many forms of technology, and also be able to understand three things. Why was this invented? What is its purpose? And what are the different operating systems that can function it? So, to start off all that, let's talk about technological evolution. I want you guys to pull out your cell phones for me and think to yourselves, I know I can download an app just with a click of a button. I know I can text message a lot of different people in one day, and I can call anywhere in the world, even to Japan. Well, maybe think about this. 10 years ago, you couldn't download any apps to your phone. Maybe 20 years ago, you couldn't text message somebody, you can only call them. And maybe 30 years ago, you couldn't even call somebody from a device that's as small as your pocket. It was been as big as your torso instead. These are all examples of how devices evolve throughout time. This is the phenomenon called technological evolution. Thinking back how this one device right here came to be from a series of refinements from the original invention. And this is where we go into the next series. These two terms, invention versus innovation. So if you can think of this cell phone was probably not the first invention, because there's so many different companies that make their own, and they come out with a new model every year. The only thing they do is probably make the screen bigger and things slimmer. No, we have to think back where this originally came from. Maybe it was to the first mobile phones that were made 30 years ago. Maybe it was to the first telephone put into the home. Maybe it was back to the telegraph first invented by Alexander Bell. This is an example of how inventions will ultimately be refined, and these refinements are called innovations. So if we can make the example, this might be the innovation. Thinking back all the innovations from this time, you could probably say the first invention was probably writing on a piece of paper. So again, technological evolution is the refinement of inventions through a series of innovations throughout time. And we also have to understand something else. Every single piece of device, every single machine, medicine, material that is made by humans, or otherwise known as technology, has a process. And this process, it can be as simple as turning on the faucet to run the water, or maybe even as complex as having all the water running through your home connected to the water from either the city or the well, that's being controlled by a series of pipes and a series of valves that control the flow. This is where we understand everything has a process, everything has a purpose, and we as engineers, as technicians, as designers understand that is essential to understanding how this process will make the technology better, how it will function, where the problems will lie when we're performing maintenance, and how to make the next innovation. And how do we know this? It's because we increase our technological literacy, our ability to understand processes, whether that be understanding how to know when your brakes on your car need to be changed, how to change when you need to change your oil, or maybe even to knowing when there's an issue with your plumbing in the home, or how to fix a hole in the wall in the drywall. These are all ways that we can improve our technological literacy. Maybe you were not comfortable with working around electronics, but you're comfortable working on your cell phone. Maybe you're not comfortable working with welding or metals, but you're comfortable working with lumber. These are all ways that we can improve upon our ability to improve as engineers, as technicians, as designers. So this concludes our first video. The topics we covered today were technological evolution, the difference between invention and innovation, that everything has a process, and it is our ability to understand technology and how it functions. That is our technological literacy. So join us next time for Unit 1.2, where we'll continue talking about technology transfers and finish Unit 1. Thank you and have a good day.